All right, and we're here for another wonderful episode, kind of a little bit different because we've already done this of
What's it good for? Or what's it still good for?
Well, it really isn't what's it good for, because I come across this all the time. Jade asked me, so what are we talking about? We've already done pretty elaborate videos on the Avantis.
In depth.
And here's where we come to an argument that I have with Chris. We travel a lot, and Chris is really one of the best sound guys I've ever met in my life, and I mean that sincerely. I am so happy he's part of Springtree.
And he's our cameraman.
And he's our cameraman, but he is, anyway, he's phenomenal, it really is. Now, I can run sound, and I've run sound for, even major artists for fundraisers, including Michael McDonald and Kim Carnes, and I'm not going to name drop it.
Little River Band's my favorite.
Oh my gosh, that's a whole nother story. Yes, and I did. I ran sound for Little River Band on a 16-channel mixer. I didn't know it was a Little River Band when we got the job.
In a short story, we had somebody working here who was a lot younger than us, who had no idea who Little River Band was.
A little band playing cocktail hour for a fundraiser show up, and they're asking me for a lot of things. I'm going, man, for a background band, that's a lot of stuff, a lot of DIs, a lot of stuff. And then I see the slide come up on the screen. It's the Little River Band, and they're set up. They laughed, but
to their credit, they were awesome.
Us. And then they hired us for a real concert at the Opryland Hotel. So. I guess
we worked
a little miracle on a little mixer, and
for a little band
who only had 200 million album sales. But anyway, Avantis. So back to what I was going to share about me. I can run sound, but I'm not a great sound guy. I can pull it off, but I tell you what helps me pull off sound. A great mixer.
Yes.
And a lot of churches, a lot of venues are really wanting to step up their game, and if you've got the budget and you want to step up your game, this is what I would do. For instance, I've popped into our own church. The church I go to uses an X32. I hate the X32.
It's a dinosaur.
It's not intuitive. It's not easy. It doesn't work like you think. Yeah, it's affordable, so everybody buys it. I hate it. I hate that console. I don't like.
And we realize we've just offended like 75% of the churches out there because it's all you could afford. We get it.
It's harder to teach your volunteers to use it. You can walk onto this, and in 5 minutes, if you have any common sense about mixing, and not talking about setting it up from scratch. This mixer is already set up. You walk into it, you show everybody where it's at. You can mix on this.
Yes.
2 giant touch screens. Everything is labeled. It tells you what the channel is because you pre-label. This is the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, whatever it is. You need to EQ it. You select it. You've got wonderful graphs showing you what it does. You have no idea really how to EQ, but you could kind of visualize stuff. You can take your finger, drag a cut or a boost. You cut it, boost it, listen as you're dragging your finger across. What is improving the sound? You don't have to be a great sound guy. You just have to have enough of an ear to know what you're listening for.
What he's trying to say in a concise manner is that it is the easiest, best workflow, period, in the audio market right now.
It is. And don't let it scare you that it's a higher end digital console. It really is easy. Things are laid out. It makes sense. Everything is right before you. It follows a logical path.
And if you are a church with a professional production team, this has features galore that guys like that are going to love. If you're a church that's just basic, but you have a lot of channels and you want quality audio, this can work in the most basic fashion you need it to and be super easy.
There is no better console, and there has never been a better console than this one at anywhere near this price point. In fact, we'll even go further. The D-Live, which is the big giant touring console.
From Alan Heath.
You don't need it unless you need more channels. That's really... there's a few other features you may need that it has, I think, a few more card slots, but really the need for that is most people would never even know what it does.
Well, and not that it's all that relevant to this, but one of the reasons a D-Live is that cost is that it is a touring chassis. It is built to bounce around in the back of a semi-truck.
It's a little
This
bigger.
is built to be installed. Could it be on tour? 100%.
Gosh, yeah, and the sound.
But
and you got the best Alan Heath preamps with this. The EQ is gorgeous. I love Alan Heath equalization. It just It's clean. You hear the difference. You
Yeah.
hear how it tailors the sound, and it's a warm sounding console.
And for clarity, the processing and all that is basically the same processing that's in a D-Live. It is a different GUI, as in workflow. This is different as far as comparing the two, but the brains
They kind of
are the
mix
same.
the same. You just have more features of it, but this does everything, and it's got the ability. Well, it's got a lot of processing already.
Tons
You
of
got
processing.
reverbs, delays, all that stuff. You
It
can
has their deep processing.
and you can get more added to it, I believe.
Oh yeah, you can buy more processing
waves,
effects and all that.
different things
Yeah.
right onto the console. You don't need external computers to do it all. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because we're always talking about consoles as we're going to different places. I can mix on this. I can make it sound great faster than on almost any other console.
And let me tell you, Alan, he sells out of these every shipment they get. We constantly have them coming in.
Yes.
So chances are when you call in, we will have one here or on the way.
Yep. And
So-
that's rare right now because
Yeah.
you go months and a lot of dealers won't even see one of these, but we always have them on rotation coming in.
Yep.
This particular one is already sold. It's going to a church. And thank you for letting us open it.
Sorry,
And,
guys.
Anyway, if you have any questions on this, please call us. We love talking gear, and I love this console. I really do.
Yep. I want one.
Yep. Well, we have it right here.
If you guys want to start a GoFundMe so I can have one, go for it.
I don't know what you do with it.
Use it.
Oh, for all the stuff you do?
Yes.
I guess.
I have a secret life outside of Springtree, but we're not going to talk about that.
I have no idea. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.